welcome to Steps Ballroom Online. This video will be our week 5 and 6 recap for our East Coast Swing 1 live stream class series. If you'd like to be part of our future live stream classes, make sure you reach out to us via email at dance@stepsballroom.com, or you can contact us via social media. You'll find the links down in the description. Make sure you like and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you receive updates for all of our future video class postings. This session will be tackling the final of our double arm turn sequences for swing. This will be the pretzel, which is also known as the twist and turn. We'll start with working with the arm work first, and then we'll work on the footwork before bringing it all together at the end. So let's get started. For our third and final double arm turn sequence, we're tackling this pattern again we call the pretzel. Sometimes it's also called the twist and turn. Just like with our other double arm turn circuit sequences, we want to tackle this with the arm work first. So as we take our partner here, in the cuddle, our previous sequence, we led the reverse turn and held onto the second hand. In this pattern sequence, we're going to lead a natural turn, lifting the arm up above the follower's shoulder, but we're not going to let go of the second hand like we've done before. So as we lift the arm up for natural turn, the follower is going to go under the arm, assuming it's a normal natural turn. They're going to try and turn all the way around. As they go through the motion, though, about 3/4 of the way through, the arm is going to fold behind their back, and that's going to slow them up, and they're not going to be able to finish the turn beyond 3/4. So in a normal natural turn, they would go a full 360 all the way around. That's what our follower is attempting to do. But as they go through this time, the arm folds behind the back, and they can only get to a 3/4 point. Now, as that happens, this arm is starting to come towards the leader's head. So leaders, what we want to do is we want to take one step to our right and then turn to face our partner in parallel. So we're not looking directly at our partner, we're looking parallel past each other. So as they maneuver to that first position, we bring this arm down in front of us. We have the arm folded behind the back. This is the end of our first triple rock. Now, both of those things happen simultaneously. So the follower is going to start the turn, and as that arm comes around towards the leader's head, they're going to make that adjustment over the course of the triples, not waiting until the follower is all the way done. So as they start the turn, as that arm starts to come around, I adjust and I position. We get to this point, we have a moment of rest on rock step. We then go into the second third of the pattern. We're going to lift the leader's left arm up. That's going to be enough for you to step underneath and put it just slightly behind you. We only want to be slightly past our partner here. We don't want to go all the way to here because now we're reaching too far behind us. So as you slide just underneath the arm, we have our left arm high. We're still connected with that arm folded behind the follower's back. Now our next motion is we're going to slide across like a sliding door. As we do that, though, we need to take the follower's right arm down first before we start to move to the side. The reason for that is we don't want to keep the arm pinned up as we start to move to the side because that will put them into an awkward, painful position. We want to try and achieve it so that as we go through this motion, we bring the arm down to let the wrist rotate so that as we travel across the side here, both partners are able to achieve an elbow down position. You want to imagine that your elbow is facing down towards the floor. This is because this is the least painful position we can be in this point. Now, as a leader, it's imperative upon you to reach slightly behind you here. We do not want to put ourselves on the iron cross or pull our partner's arms in front of us here. We want to keep our arms loose and reaching back. We started with the left arm high and the right arm behind. We fold that out. And then as we continue to travel across, we lift the right arm up and let the left arm fold behind underneath. I'll back out of the motion for the final part of the gesture, bringing the arm down in front to achieve essentially a mirror image of where we started at the beginning of that gesture. Now from this final moment, I'm going to shift to face my partner, and then I'm going to take the right arm around the follower's head in a clockwise circular motion to bring them around 3/4 of the way to meet me, and then this is where we end up at the end of the pattern sequence, shifted 180 degrees from our original starting position. Now, because there's a lot going on in this pattern, before we move on further with this, I want to preface this with, if anybody experiences any pain in any part of this pattern, the most important thing to do is to drop the hands as quickly as possible. Don't try and pull your partner or adjust. Just pop your hands open. Followers, if you're being held onto, just think explode your hands to make them drop you, and then we can walk away without hurting ourselves very much in the pattern. The most important part, again, is that as we get to this back side of the pattern, that we keep that elbow in the downward position. If at any point you feel the elbow turn up, again, that's going to put lots of tension in the shoulder joint, and we don't want that to happen. We want this to be loose and relaxed as we walk through the motion. That second hand is the most dangerous part. Again, leaders, if you go across without dropping the arm down first so it can rotate, you will find yourself pinning yourselves into that position, and it's not going to be comfortable. So it's got to go wave it down before we transition across to make that comfortable and get yourself out. Now, the second most common error in that position, other than dropping the arm, is not remembering to lift the arm up for yourself as you go through, leaders. So as we're here and we drop the arm down, if I forget to lift the arm up, I'm not going to have an easy way to exit out. So if that happens, just stop, walk away from the pattern, and reset to go again. Taking that arm work all the way through one more time, we're going to do it in 3 distinct pieces, but those pieces should feel fluid all the way through. So piece number 1 is going to be lift the left arm, let the follower go through, and adjust to the first position. Piece number 2 is going to be lift the left arm, slide across behind, stepping out, and coming to a rest. Piece number 3 is going to be adjusting to turn to our partner and bringing our partner around to reconnect back to basic step. So for the leader's footwork for this, again, we want to tackle these in those 3 sort of chunks as we go through the motion. So we'll start here. We'll dance our basic step, trip, full step, rock, lift. So we're going to lift the arm just like a natural turn leap. The first triple here, we want to keep it entirely in place to give ourselves the best position for adjusting our body. So our first triple here is going to be trip, full step. My next triple will be moving to my right, but turning to my left or counterclockwise. So as the lead follower is going through their turn, and I've done trip, full step, my next motion will be to move to the right and turn to the left, trip, full step, to dodge that arm coming across my face and settling ourselves down into this position. Here's where we're going to have rock step for rock step. Now, because we're in that pinned position here, you cannot take an overly large rock step in this moment. It will be too awkward to try and do rock step there. So keep a nice contained rock step, rock step. That ends the first third of the sequence. The second third of the sequence is the behind the back motion. As we go through this, our first triple is going to be just large enough to get past our partner. It will not be a particularly large triple. Our first triple will be moving forward with our left foot, lifting the arm up, stepping forward together, forward for triple step, just far enough past the shoulder that I can now move to the side. My second triple will be right together right, moving across my partner, and it will be about twice, if not 3 times as large as that forward triple to get myself across all the way in one motion. So the left arm is high behind my head, right arm is folded behind my partner. As I go, I wave the arms down and switch as I go through the motion, right together right. So I'm getting all the way over there in one triple step. Now the rock step is going to be the back out under the arm. Because of that, we do not want the rock step to be perfectly balanced here. We want the back step of the rock step to be slightly large. You'll let your other foot drag with you a little bit. So you'll take a large rock, letting this front foot drag back with you. And then we can take step right in front of ourselves here as we bring the arm down. So we're going to scoot that rock step back to get out underneath the arm for rock step. The cheat that we're going to use to get ourselves to facing our partner that smooths this out is at the very end of rock step, I'm going to swivel on my toes to face my partner. This allows me to take the basic entirely in place as I negotiate the follower through the final turn. Trip, full step, trip, full step, rock, step. So this is a cheat that we use to get there easily. If you look at the actual by the book motion here though, they will actually have you curve that first triple. So if you don't cheat with the heel swivel, as you go rock, step, as we negotiate the follower through the turn, you're also going to be dancing trip, full step to turn to face them, trip, full step, rock, step. So either will work and either will be correct here. My preference is the heel swivel, but your mileage may vary on that moment. Once we're back into that normal double handhold position with our partner, we just dance out basic, step, trip, full step, rock, step. Let's take that one more time all the way through without stopping. 5, 6, 7, basic, trip, full step, prepare the pretzel, lift the arm, adjust your body, rock, step, trip, pull forward, trip, pull side, rock, step, trip, pull step, rock, now basic, trip, full step, stopping there. So if you're doing the by the book rotation on this, wherever you start facing, halfway through the pattern, you will be turned 90 degrees to the left of your original position, shifting through. The end of the pattern sequence should be 180 degrees from your original position. And we've been doing this so that you can see me facing the camera through the back half of the pattern, but it doesn't matter where you start, that holds true. If I start here, halfway through the pattern, I'll be 90 degrees to the left. And then at the end of the pattern, I'll be 180 degrees from my original position. Follower step for the pretzel here. The most important thing is that the second portion of the pattern, the follower is taking everything underneath their body without any sideward motion whatsoever. The sideward motion that you would normally do as a follower in that time, any direction that you would naturally move is actually going to put yourself right into the path of the leader and make the pattern more difficult. So the biggest thing I can tell you as the follower in this pattern is don't try to help on the pattern, and that's harder than it seems. So we want to keep ourselves in place and let the leader maneuver themselves around us. Bookending that, we just have 2 under-rotated natural turns. This is the same pattern we did in week 1 of this class, so it's something that we've tackled before. So as we're here, we will start normal double handhold position, dancing our basic step, trip, full step, rock, step. He'll lift that right arm up just like a natural turn motion. The biggest key for the follower here is don't assume that it's going to be pretzel. Because if you assume that it's going to be pretzel, you're going to try and slow yourself down and you will end up not going 3/4, but only going about 1/2. So we want to try to finish a full 360 here. So as you go into the step, you're just going to do the natural turn teacup motion that we've been doing. So you're going to dance trip, full step, trip, full. And at this point, you're going to find that you can't quite get to all the way back to him because your arm is folded behind you. Step. And then we're going to finish rock, step. So we've turned 3/4 of the way around. If I started facing here, I ended facing to my left of the original position. So again, we have basic step, trip, full step, rock, lift, trip, full step, rock, step. From here, the most important thing is to not move side to side. You're going to dance triple in place, rock, step. So we have triple in place, rock, step. And while that's happening, the leader is going to negotiate from rock, step, triple in place, rock, step. So the arm work will happen while you're doing that basic in place. He's now going to take, the leader is now going to take the left arm over my head and lead me counterclockwise through another turn. Just like the first turn, it's basic teacup turn footwork, trip, full step, but just to where they are now, dancing out, rock, step, basic step, triple step, rock, step. So again, it's just 2 under-rotated natural turns with that basic in place in between. Taking that one more time all the way through for the follower's motion, starting 5, 6, 7, 8, triple step, rock, lift the arm, triple step, rock, step, triple in place, rock, step, triple step, find your partner, rock, step, basic step, triple step, stopping there. Now that we have the footwork and the arm, we want to combine this with our partner. This run, let's take it through 1 set at a time. So 1 triple step, rock step, set at a time. Starting from our basic, we have basic step, triple step, rock, stop. So we're setting up the lead for the natural turn for the follower to go through the motion. We go into the first third of the pattern, triple step, rock, step. Comfortably here, again, don't pull too hard or too much to pull your partner out of alignment. Loose arms forward, make this as comfortable as possible. Second third of the pattern, we go triple step, rock, step. Shifting to our partner on the end, going triple step, rock, step. Dancing out into basic, triple step, rock, step. Again, when we are practicing with our partner, if at any point anything starts to feel painful or too tight or it's not working, just let go of the hands and walk away from your partner in order to get out of it safely without pain. Ladies, again, explode your hands if you need to get your partner to let go of you as you get into the motion. So we start from our basic. We have 5, 6, 7, and triple step, rock, step, triple step. Adjust your body, rock, step, triple forward, triple side, rock, step, triple step, rock, step, basic step, triple step, stopping there. Now that we have our pretzel pattern, we want to add that to the full sequence. So we are going to put that in after the cuddle. So we'll start with 1 basic to follower's natural underarm turn, 1 basic to follower's reverse underarm turn, 1 basic to leader's side pass to round out the 3 single arm patterns. We'll then return to 1 basic leading to window, 1 basic leading to cuddle, and 1 basic leading to the pretzel, which will round out our 3 double arm turn sequences. Once you finish the pretzel, we'll return to basic and repeat the whole series from there. All right, we want to take that whole sequence together with our partner, but as we go, because we want to face camera, have the leader face camera for the pretzel, we're going to invert the direction that we've been doing this up until now. When you're dancing on a floor, it doesn't really matter where you start as long as you're hitting the rotational goals that we have for each pattern. So let's take that with our partner, with the music. Tempo before you go is triple step, rock step, 5, 6, 7, go. Basic, natural turn. Basic, reverse turn. Basic, side pass. Basic, here's the window. Turn your follower. Basic, cuddle. Let him out. Basic, to the pretzel. And repeat the sequence from there. So keep working with that material. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us via email or social media, or you can place a comment below. We will be happy to respond. Make sure you like and subscribe. It really does help us out here at this channel. Otherwise, keep practicing, and I will see you in our next lesson.